know it, it's time for another room update. All right, I'm inviting you in. Don't judge, it's still in a state of flux. But I wanted to show you, it's not cleaned up. And that's okay. There is stuff everywhere. And I mean everywhere. I decided to put these card backs on the door, but unfortunately the 3M hooks are not digging it. So I'm gonna have to rework those, but hey, sometimes best laid plans don't go as planned, so gotta fix it. Now, at Joe Fest, I happened upon this awesome deal for a Savage Strike headquarters boxed. It is not complete, but it came with enough that the price was right. And I've got a lot of bits to try and complete most of the figures, because it did come with like 4 figures inside that the guy had no idea, and he was like, okay, well, that's part of the deal. So that made it even sweeter. Of course, up there, got my Palatoy Death Star that I got at Star Wars Celebration. And an autographed picture from Mr. Jim Swearingen, who is was a designer for Kenner back in the day. How cool is that? Next to my Palatoy X-Wing. Of course, you know the poster from Mr. Andy at Holo Chronicles. But I brought down, kind of messing with this Datolf, some of my Buck Rogers. Next to Motu. I think this was the first time I started buying carded figures back in like 2018 off eBay. Some Black Hole, Tron, Space 1999 from Lester Vintage, the Sears Bespin playset also from Star Wars Celebration, Palatoy, Hoth Han, mini guide to Greg and Gianni's awesome book, which I have. A few of the new indie characters, and then a wicked Map Room Indie custom that I picked up. That's a deck of Star Wars cards that I got in Blackpool with Psy. And then, I'm not sure what's going on down here, but probably Battlestar Galactica. Of course, there's the Hasbro HasLab Sky Striker. I've yet to put it together, but in due time. Laser rifle that I bought from my good friend Matt, and then more stuff on the floor. There's the Joe's carded from the HasLab, some Motu Origins, of course the art on the wall, my original Fisher-Price parachutist, and then I got my note from Gianni up there, and then my Sequest figures that nobody else in their right mind would collect, I'm sure. But I have a complete set. My awesome print from Simon. It's not a print, sorry. That is a custom original. But over here, it's gotten Motu crazy. Hung some bits from the ceiling. Got Eternia all decked out. So Origins Grayskull, original Eternia, and it's being defended by pretty much the knockoff gang. As you can see, they're everywhere. I love KOs, but I mixed them in with Origins, not Origins, an original Monstroid. How cool is that? Also from a find my buddy Matt made. Got the Ultimate Warrior defending the entrance to Eternia. Some Thundercats knockoffs, Orcos bugging out. Frogmonger. Mantisaur that I picked up at Joe Fest this year with Grizzy on it. A Street Shark because, well, I didn't have one, but why not? That's Blades. And then a really wacky Pirates of the Galaxies KO from Remco. I got that at Joe Fest too. And then up here, some awesome Mexican bootleg items. That's right. From my friend Rolo Masters Maniac. Purchased those, and I love them to death. Now below all that Motu madness, there's more Motu Origins madness. I've put a ton of figures on these shelves. Worked out great. Got to drag out my Grayskull ring. Ding, ding, ding. A few wrestlers. Got Ghostbusters over there. And then we start some serious adventure people. Way down the bottom is the Weebles Wobble Treehouse that I always had as a kid. I found it again for super cheap price at Cro-Mag Toys with Shabby and G-Force. But I got some empty real estate. That won't last long. More Fisher-Price adventure people. Some lunch boxes. And some Batman. Some McFarlane. A vintage little Batmobile. Joker. 90s Kenner Joker cycle. I love it. And I did the same puck lighting here. Snake Mountain. Diamond Lady pinball machine, which is more like a holding area. There's Scoobs from the lovely Claire. Some of my books. My Motu original collection there. Don't find too many that I don't have. Over here I decided for my workstation that I wanted to showcase a bunch of different boxes. So that's what I've done. I've got the flag box up there. And then stack O vintage boxes. And because you can't ever have just one Death Star, I happened upon another one for a great price because, again, it had the box. I always wanted to be that Kenner kid. So it was complete with its original swing rope up there. So I pulled the trigger. And then, like anybody, you know, I've got Bag-O bits. More figures from Joe Fest. Things that need batteries. Over here, more mess. There's my cool Lego display I brought in. Leslie's happy to have the mess in here and not out by the tiki bar. Coming around the horn. The Lego table, that hasn't changed. But over here, where the TV and the main display are, I've been trying to clean that up and really get it organized, especially the Action Force stuff. I'm not quite sure if this is going to be how it's going to stay, but for now, this is it. Had fun putting that together over the last couple weeks. Got the Z-Force headquarters in. It's so long that right now I have it split up like that. But we'll see. I've got some other cases due in for display, so I may change it up. Got the Cobra Bug and the Land Shark. Of course, the world's craziest G.I. Joe set. Don't have the figures for the Dino Hunters, but I did get the truck and the Dino. And then at Joe Fest, I found the Imperial toys for $10 versus, yeah, you know how much that dude costs. But clearly, that's what they used. And then over here, Boulder Hill from the lovely Reynolds Reviews Luke. Love you, pal. Thank you so much. That was amazing. Gift on our trip to England. And I've started to add some vehicles to it. Up here, I'm not really sure what's going on. A little A-Team. A ROM complete that I bought from Andy at Holochronicles. Not sure what's going on with this shelf. Just kind of figuring that out. Some carded stuff that needs to be cased in acrylic. Also from Andy at Holochronicles, I did purchase the Jawa crawler. I never knew it had that small box. I'm kidding, that's from Left Coast Graphics. Great job, Rick. but I love it in there. Thank you, Andy. A tape that I found of Star Wars, and then on the other side's Empire Strikes Back music. From Second Chance Toys, I purchased the Sears Cardboard Cantina. And up at Lost and Found in Seymour, Indiana, I purchased a blue snag finally. It was in a G.I. Joe lot, if you can believe that. Analog Tony gifted me The Imperial Spy by Stan Solo. Nice Palatoy Stormtrooper card back that I got at Celebration. And then most of the remote controlled land speeder. It needs the seats and the front window. But again, the price was right. I couldn't pass it up, and you know how much that little remote goes for. And I didn't pay that. Up here. Oh yeah. Transformers. Go figure. Yep. Couldn't resist. Again from Andy at Holo Chronicles. Stomper. Some random Star Wars bits. Playmobil. Bond from Goldfinger. And then over here, we've got a little advanced Dungeons and Dragons. I don't think I've really added anybody to that. Up top is some Star Wars. Not sure that's how it's gonna roll. Destroyer, an early Mattel product. Strange Change toy. The Lost World, where you could heat up plastic and inflate a dinosaur and then crush it back flat again and do it over and over again. Joe's Spider-Man, I love that. Peek in the back for a little scene. I found this Pac-Man mug that, of course, I had when I was a little kid, and it is lenticular, so the ghosts and Pac-Man move. The lovely Chris Smithlord gifted me his childhood Outback European exclusive complete. How ridiculous is that? I'm still speechless whenever I look at them. And I got some of the smaller Joe sets. Got the Steel Cobra from Brazil, along with the Brazilian Scarlet. I need to get those on some stands in there. And then over here, I've got Desert Rat with a nice Desert Awe Striker that I got from Second Chance Toys. Scuba Diver. Matt the Kraken was selling the Stop the Enemy standees, so I purchased one of those. We move down here. There's all kinds of bits. There's a Mickey Mouse Cobra Commander. Some mail-away stuff. Steely Brigade over here. Oh yeah. Little Indiana Jones that I'm working on. And then some more Joes. They're not going to live there, but I just needed to put them kind of out of the way to keep them safe. And then down here, I moved all my scuba stuff. Gifts from folks. Things I've found, but just kind of scuba palooza. Very cool. Like I said, this is still in a state of flux. Ron Viscutes made me this cool gas station for Mask, and I'm gonna populate that with baddies. And then down here, a little bit of sci-fi going on, some Star Trek phasers, Spock gears, Star Trek Write and Erase, some Doctor Who bits from Lester Vintage, and Ron Rudat last weekend signed my Moray, so I'm very excited to get that put up safely. But it's just kind of, you know, like anybody, you got boxes of stuff. Life gets in the way. And you kind of get behind. I want to build those Legos. Got these prints now on the wall from Greg and Gianni. My signed #1 Larry Hama. And now I also have a #1 signed by Ron Rudat. Andy gifted me this killer mashup. Anybody knows this is #2 G.I. Joe cover, but with a Star Wars twist. Panic at Echo Base, I love it. And then from Joe Fest, we did Brekkie with Sarge, and we got a little poster for that. But this is the room right now. But like I said, I've got some more cases coming that are going to be going on that wall. So just when you think you got it all figured out, it's going to change. So join us on the next tour. Hopefully it'll be the final section. It'll be the pièce de résistance.